Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are taking a look at the last of the Master Replicas Group Dinoramas that I currently have. I don't know for sure if I will be able to score any more of these before they are officially sold out and gone, as they are retired, but we do have the Protoceratops here to look at with you guys right now. So, I am beyond excited. Protoceratops is my favorite ceratopsian for sure of all time, so I need to go ahead and get this open right now and take a look at it with you guys. So like always with these Master Replica Group models, we get this very cool insert that tells you, again, it is part of the Smithsonian line, and again, it is also Master Replicas Group. You get a few images of some of the other things that they do, in fact, sell, which this is one of the coolest things ever, the Tyrannosaurus Rex skull, and full-scale, half-scale, and quarter-scale skull replicas. Incredibly cool. Could you imagine having a full-scale T-Rex skull in your house? Couldn't think of anything cooler to ever have in my entire life. And then on the back, you've got Master Replicas Group logo here in the middle, and then a few images of some of the actual fossil replicas, and then down here the Dinoramas, and the Dinoramas are the ones that we are looking at now. The last one we looked at was the Coelophysis. We have also looked at the Titanosaur embryo and the Pachycephalosaurus in the past. We will today be looking at the Protoceratops, and as I stated in the last review, unfortunately, these are now all discontinued. So, just like in the last review, I want to stress that if you are in fact interested in any of these, you need to head over to the Master Replicas Group website right now and try to order whatever is left, because at this point I don't know if certain ones are sold out or what exactly. Some of them may already be gone, especially as the Utahraptor and Apatosaurus only had one left in stock when I filmed my last video, and I don't have an update as far as stock goes currently, so odds are they're definitely very close to being sold if they're not already sold, and a lot of the others all had very low stock as well. So again, head over to the Master Replicas Group website and order those right away if you are in fact interested in any of these Dinoramas. However, today we are going to take a look at our adorable little Protoceratops. And again, at first glance, just like every one of these Master Replica Group models that I've had so far, I am just flabbergasted at how beautiful it looks. The second I pull it out of the box, it looks so incredibly awesome. This Protoceratops is really well sculpted, and just like the last time, again, the coloration isn't perfect when it comes to looking similar to its background, but it's a fairly dark green, and the dark gray is exactly the type of place that I would expect a dinosaur like this to try to hide long enough to take a nap, get some sleep in. It's going to want an area that looks at least similar to the coloration of its body to find a place to hide, and that again is exactly what I see here with this Protoceratops. So genius as far as Master Replica Group goes when it comes to the coloration of what they choose for the figure and its background. But again, I'm super psyched about this. Cannot wait to take a closer look, so let's go ahead and do that right now. So taking a look at our Protoceratops, you can see straight away that it is absolutely jam-packed when it comes to the very small, minute detailing of the dinosaur overall. I also want to state that this honestly looks like a much younger version of a Protoceratops, because I really feel like a lot of the head looks very baby-like. It does not look like an adult Protoceratops would look, as far as even the size of the frill and everything is much smaller. So I really feel like the goal here was to create an infant or a juvenile Protoceratops taking a nap, not an adult, because again, it doesn't really look like an adult, and it really overall has very baby-like features or juvenile-like features in my opinion, so I'm pretty sure that was the goal behind this Protoceratops. But looking at it straight away, you can see how incredibly nice the sculpt work is. Even in the beak, there's just so many little cracks and crevices throughout the beak that look incredibly nice. You see the mouth is painted out with a little bit of a darkish coloration to really elaborate the mouth. That looks very nice as well. Really nice sculpt work all over the head. You can see some very nice kind of scoots that run along certain areas of the head of the dinosaur. Beautifully sculpted eyes. You can see the eyes, of course, are closed as this dinosaur is currently taking a nap, and I really love the fact that they do create sleeping dinosaur dioramas. That is so incredibly awesome. I state this every time I review one of these, but that is just one of the coolest aspects about these Dinorama figures from Master Replicas Group is the fact that they create sleeping dinosaurs, because you really don't see this anywhere else. This side of the face also looks really nice as far as the sculpt and detail goes. You can see the ear back here, a little bit right behind the eye. Looks really nice. You can see the front leg here is sticking up, beautifully painted and sculpted feet. As we run back the body, you can see some nice creases in the leg as the leg is bent. Quite a few creases here in the back of the neck also. Really nice skin stretching here as this leg is pulling forward, stretching the skin away from the body. You can see nice creases in that skin also. Really beautiful skin texture as we run back the length of the animal. Once again, you can see the skin stretching here as this leg is folded under the body and really stretching the skin. I love the sculpt and detail of this figure. You can also get a sense of the musculature right there and the bone structure as well. You can also see the spinal column that runs along the dinosaur as we run down the length of the tail. Really nice skin texture there as well. We come around to this side, we'll see a little more of the body. Beautifully sculpted out detail up here on the top of the head and the frill area. Nice kind of scoots that run along the frill. You've got some very nicely sculpted out nostrils right there in the front of the head of the dinosaur. Beautiful skin wrinkling on this side. You don't see that as much over here. You can definitely see it a little bit, but this side's really scrunching the neck up as the dinosaur's head is turned in this direction. So that's really nice attention to detail. Beautiful shoulder blade there. As we run down, you can see the leg of the front here. The front leg looks really nice. Beautiful creasing in the joint of the elbow area and in the wrist. Really nicely sculpted feet there. Really beautiful nails as well. Really nice skin texture again in the stomach region. This dinosaur doesn't look overly thin, and you can definitely see that from this angle. He's got quite a bit of girth in the stomach region. Beautiful calf muscles and thigh muscles right here as you run down the leg. I should have said that actually in the opposite way. Beautiful thigh and calf muscles. There we go. As you can definitely get a sense of the musculature, but it doesn't appear to be flexing as the dinosaur is quite relaxed while taking a nap, so they look very at ease, I guess you could say. Beautifully sculpted kneecaps back here. Looks to be a few osteoderms here and there all over the body. There's another one up there as well. Really nicely sculpted rear leg as far as the foot sculpt and everything. Beautifully placed on that rock. You can get a sense of some of the skin wrinkling on the underside of the dinosaur there. And then we run out the length of the beautiful Protoceratops tail. Really nicely done as far as the skin texture and everything there also. I definitely like the paint application on this. You can see a few different variations of green. It looks very cool. All really nicely applied, naturally applied. Definitely looks like the body color of the animal. And they've dry brushed over it with like a light gray to really bring the detailing out quite beautifully. Even the rock that it is currently sleeping on is incredibly well done as far as the sculpt and also the paint application. You can definitely see that it looks extremely realistic overall. Every little area you look at has beautiful paint application, many different variations of grays. You've got like kind of lighter grays, darker grays, and even hints of like some browns here and there. So the paint application is definitely top notch. The sculpt is definitely top notch. Everything on this is fantastic. And the underside does say Dinorama's Protoceratops, and also gives you the price right there. But really beautiful looking, and being a Protoceratops, I absolutely love it. As far as a size goes, for a width, you're looking at about 5.5, almost 6 inches, or around 15 centimeters, somewhere in that range. And I guess if we go for this side, a width also, because there's not really any length, there's not much difference when it comes to the size. Similar, about 4 3/4 inches, or around 12 centimeters, maybe close to 5 inches, somewhere in that range, closing in on it. Really nicely sized, and to get that point across, we'll do a size comparison. So there is Mr. Papo T-Rex next to our Protoceratops Dinorama, and you can see if I hold it up, it definitely has some decent size. However, it is definitely the smallest out of all the Dinoramas that I've received so far, and I think that is not a bad thing at all, because Protoceratops is a very small ceratopsian. The smaller size definitely makes complete sense in my opinion. And for another size comparison, there is the Protoceratops with the Coelophysis, both Master Replicas Group Dinoramas, and you can definitely see how incredibly beautiful they look. Also, how incredibly beautiful they look next to each other. So an entire collection of these could be one incredibly awesome collection. Something again that nobody else makes when it comes to sleeping dinosaurs, or at least nobody that I know of when it comes to dioramas like this. So very unique, very awesome looking models here by Master Replicas Group. So this Master Replicas Group Sleeping Protoceratops Dinorama is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. I've definitely been quite interested in picking this one up from the very start, from the very first time I had seen it, just because I love Protoceratops so much. So something that is as cool and as unique as this, a sleeping dinorama of a ceratopsian like Protoceratops, is incredibly cool. Not the everyday type of diorama that you see when it comes to any company that creates dinosaur statues or models. More often than not, you're not going to find something like this when it comes to a dinosaur sleeping, because that's just not how companies usually work. They usually want their dinosaurs up, alert, looking ferocious and things like that. But Master Replicas Group would rather go for something that is incredibly unique and different from what everybody else is making, and create the very cool sleeping dinoramas that you have seen here today. This Protoceratops looks awesome. It looks super happy, super comfortable, laying there just chilling on its rock, taking a nap. I think this sculpt of it is incredibly well done. Beautiful skin texture, all the very nice fine detailing that you would expect to see on a real living ceratopsian like this is all very beautifully present throughout the sculpt of the Protoceratops itself. Everything as far as the dinosaur itself goes is really nice, along with the paint scheme. I think the paint scheme is very natural, really beautifully done, and again also helps me to believe that this would be a younger one, aside from the fact that the sculpt overall looks extremely like a younger, more juvenile like Protoceratops, but also the fact that the color scheme is also pretty dark and not very flashy, the type of thing that you would expect to find on a baby dinosaur, because more often than not they're probably going to have to hide for the majority of their time from any type of a predator that might be looking to find its next meal. So that is again exactly what I see here when it comes to this Protoceratops. It is without question fantastic. The rock and everything that it's sleeping on also looks beautiful. It generally looks like a real rock as I sit here looking at it. It is incredibly well sculpted, incredibly well painted. Again, very, very realistically painted. There are so many different shades of color and everything involved that it just literally looks like a real rock that this dinosaur is sleeping on. And the Protoceratops itself, from a step back, really looks like a real living dinosaur sleeping there. So this is without question an absolutely beautiful dinorama. So now we have to get to the point where I once again remind you guys that these are discontinued, unfortunately. So if you are interested in any of these or any of the ones that I have shown you on the paper slip insert, which would be these guys right here, you need to get on ordering them as soon as possible, because they are about to be gone forever. And once they are gone, believe me, the prices on these will probably be quite ridiculous to try to acquire one in the future. So, like I did in the last video, I told you guys what the remaining stock was at that time. Unfortunately, I don't have an update as far as what the stock is, so some of these may already be gone, some may still be available, but as of the last time I spoke with Master Replicas Group, the stock was 1 Utah Raptor, 12 Titanosaur embryos, only 17 of these Protoceratops, 30 Coelophysis, 1 Apatosaurus, and 4 of the small Velociraptor. So, in the overall scheme of things, that is not very many at all. That is a very low number of models being left to sell. So that leads me to believe that anybody that is interested in any of these, you need to head over to the Master Replicas Group website right now and place an order before these are impossible to find in the future. So I will include a link in the description, once again, not just to this Protoceratops, but I will link you guys to the overall Dinorama page of Master Replicas Group, where you can go ahead and check out each and every one of these over there and pick up whichever ones you are in fact interested in before they disappear into dinosaur history. So make sure you head over there, check the description, follow that link, go buy yourself some unbelievable Master Replicas Group Dinoramas. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.